Hello, everyone, and welcome to the season preview for the 2020 NFL season. This is going to be a very interesting season. Some teams are allowing fans, some are not. Some teams are good, some are not. This is going to be definitely a season like none other, the 55th season of the Super Bowl era, and we are going to predict what is going to happen to each and every team. So, also, I will be doing weekly NFL picks every Tuesday. That is when those videos will be coming out. So be on the lookout for those every Tuesday. Feel free to subscribe, turn on notifications so you get stuff the video. Be sure you guys like the video for a cookie. Dislike for 100 million years bad luck. Yeah, I'm just kidding. Anyway, but first we have the division where my favorite team plays in, the NFC North. I'm a huge Chicago Bears fan. But ultimately, I think the Minnesota Vikings are going to win this division. I think Kirk Cousins is one of the most underrated quarterbacks in all of football. I honestly think them getting rid of Stephon Diggs but adding Justin Jefferson in the draft, it's basically the same caliber player. They're basically the same. Their defense is still very good. I like the Vikings. I love what they do. Dalvin Cook is poised for a breakout year. I think Minnesota is going to win the division at 12-4. I have the Green Bay Packers finishing second. Aaron Rodgers is still very good. Aaron Jones had a breakout season last year. I don't know if he'll keep up that same level of production. Devontae Adams is still good. And I ultimately feel like Minnesota, I think, is better. I think they got a lot better in the offseason. I still think the Packers are going to be very good. A.J. Dillon is their second running back. I think he could be pretty good as like a complimentary back to Aaron Jones. But I think 10-6 is reasonable. My Bears, I have finishing at 8-8. They just announced that Trubumsky is going to be the starting quarterback for Week 1. Apparently, Nagy says he earned the starting job, which, I mean, I'm not a football coach, so I guess I can assume that that's correct. If he sucks, we can put Foles in. Defense is still really good. Roquan Smith, Danny Trevathan, Khalil Mack, Eddie Jackson. They're still really good, but ultimately, I just don't see the offense being even near as good. I mean, they didn't really make any offensive improvements in the offseason. I mean, they have like 10 tight ends. Great. I don't really see the Bears being that good this year. And then, always at the bottom, we love making fun of this team, the Detroit Lions. They are not good. I don't think, I mean, they got DeAndre Swift. I mean, he's pretty good, but I don't know. Matt Stafford isn't very good. They lost Darius Slay. Their defense is not good. Kenny Galladay and who's their other good receiver? Oh my God, what's his name? Oh, it's on the tip of my tongue. What's their other good receiver's name? I'll remember. Marvin Jones. He's still really good. But ultimately, I don't think they're even anywhere close to one of the best teams in football. I mean, they're not good. I really think 3-13 is what we can expect from them. Let's move to the NFC South, and I can already see you guys yelling and screaming. The Saints are going to win the division. Drew Brees, Michael Thomas. Kamara is holding out, but honestly, I feel like he's eventually going to sign. I don't know if he's signed yet. But by the time you're watching this, he probably will have signed. They probably will have come to an agreement between him. Their defense is still really good. They're all around the great. They have the slant master, Michael Thomas. I think they're going to be just fine. They will be back in the playoffs. 13-3 is what we can expect from them. Okay, let's talk about the Panthers. They lost Cam Newton. They basically have a one-man crew on offense. Can you believe this team was 15-1 5 years ago? They've lost everyone from that team. They are starting their rebuild, and I don't think it's going to be a very good season of Carolina football. I love Teddy Bridgewater, but he really has no one around him to work with besides McCaffrey. Okay, I have the Falcons finishing 10-6. I like the addition of Todd Gurley. I think he's going to be back to his old ways with the LA Rams. I expect him to be back to the. I think Gurley's going to be back to his older form. I like Matt Ryan. Their defense is okay, but all around, I think they're going to be better than a lot of teams say. I'm going to go with 10-6. Now y'all are going to be screaming at me that the Buccaneers are going to finish 9-7. Here's the thing, okay? I am a firm believer that Brady would be a nobody without Bill Belichick. I firmly believe that. I don't think he's going to do well in Tampa Bay. I feel like it's going to be like a change in environment that he's not going to adapt well with. This team reminds me of the Browns of last year. They were supposed to be really good. They brought in all these big names, but they didn't really produce that well. I think it's going to take them a year to get everyone used to everything. Gronk that's not going to be a very good signing for them. I don't think he's going to play very well. I don't know how he's like a 95 in Madden. Their defense is average at best. I don't see it being a very good season of Tampa Bay football, 9-7, and I think Brady's going to miss the playoffs. NFC East, the worst division in all of football. I have the Cowboys finally pulling it together and winning the division. I don't think they're going to vastly underperform like last year. I think they're going to get to multi-digit wins. I think they're going to eventually make the playoffs. They got Dak Prescott is still a pretty good quarterback. Zeke Elliott is an absolute monster. They got CeeDee Lamb to add to an already very good offense. And their defense with Leighton Vander Esch and company is going to be good as well. The only downgrade would be, guys, at the offensive line. Zach Martin retired. But I still think the Cowboys are going to end up winning the division. Philly, I have finishing in second. They have like every single player on their team injured. They got big play Slay. I like that addition, but no, I don't see them holding up to the Cowboys this year. I feel like the Giants might be a sleeper team. I think Daniel Jones, I think he's going to make big strides this year. I really think he's going to vastly improve. They got Andrew Thomas on the O-line, so he's going to help protect him. But no, I don't see many things good happening with their defense, so I think 6-10. And then Washington football team. I think Urinating Tree summed it up best. He goes, "This is not a new beginning. This is the continuation of the status quo." They, I think, are going to get Trevor Lawrence. They are bad. I know they have a QB competition going on between Dwayne Haskins and Alex Smith. They said Haskins won the job probably because Alex Smith is not going to be his former self. Like, did you guys see the pictures of his leg injury? Oh, it was terrible. But the fact that he's still playing football, I think he should get comeback player of the year. But although I don't think it's going to be a very good season for them, they've got Terry McLaurin and Chase Young, and that's it. I don't think the Washington football team will have a very good season this year. So, your playoff picture is going to be, we have one more division to go. Sorry. In the most competitive division in all of football, in my opinion, the NFC West. This division is jam-packed with talent. I think the Rams are going to finish last. I don't know. They've been making a lot of questionable moves. Their jerseys are the worst in all of football. Those are so ugly. I know that has nothing to do with what the team does, but I think I just have to throw it out there. They weren't good last year. They got blown out by the Cowboys 55-24. That showed some glaring problems with the team. And with this hyper competitive division they're in, I think they're going to struggle 6-10. I think the Cardinals are the only one of these four that can't win the division, but I have them finishing third. I think Kyler Murray's going to take a big step forward. They have Nuke Hopkins on the team. I think he's the do I say he's the best receiver? He's a top 3 receiver in football. I think they're going to play really well in their out-of-division games, and I expect Arizona to have a pretty good season. Not making the playoffs, but I think they're headed in the right direction as a team. The 49ers, I have finishing 12-4. Now, they lost the Super Bowl after having a 22-10 lead, but they are still a very good team. I know they lost to Forrest Buckner on the defensive line, but they still have Bosa and company. They should be fine there. They have some very underrated linebackers like Fred Warner. Their safeties they still have Jaquiski Tartt. They still got Richard Sherman as a very strong corner. I think their team is going to be great. I think it's going to depend on how good they do is how well Garoppolo is going to be throwing the ball, because everyone's like, he just hands the ball off every play. They got Mostert. He's a really good running back, so I think they'll be fine. And then the team that I think is going to get the number 1 seed in the NFC. I know they're tied with the Saints, but I had to give it to someone. I didn't know what the tiebreaker scenario would be, so I'm just going to pick them because I think they're going to be the better team. Seattle Seahawks. I think Russell Wilson is still a top 5 quarterback in all of football. They re-signed Josh Gordon, so they still got Baldwin and Lockett. So they're going to be fine at the receiver spot. Their defense is still really good with Jamal Adams. That is a scary defense. You could not tell me the Seahawks are not finishing first in this. It's close, but I do think the Seahawks are going to come away. I think they are the best team in the NFC. So I have Seahawks as your 1 seed, New Orleans as your 2 seed, Minnesota as your 3 seed, Dallas as the 4 seed, and your 2 wildcard spots go to San Francisco and Green Bay. I think it was between these two. It's a tiebreaker scenario. I think Green Bay's better than Atlanta, so I'm going to take them. So that's your playoff picture. I'm going to do playoffs here at the bottom at the end. Next, we go to the AFC. We'll start with the North. Baltimore finished 14-2 last year. They are a top 3 team in football. They're still really good. They kind of they collapsed in the playoffs, but they're going to be on a revenge tour this year. This season is going to be filled with anger from them. Lamar Jackson, Mark Ingram, they got Marquise Brown as their top receiver. He's fast. He's really fast. Defense is still really, really good. I think they are all-around complete team. They got the best kicker in the NFL too, Justin Tucker. They're going to go 14-2. Okay. I have the Browns going 10-6, and here is why. I think the first year they kind of needed they needed to get used to everyone. They kind of had like a new environment. They had the worst coach of the NFL, Freddie Kitchens. Got rid of him. Thank God for Browns fans. But I think with a new coach, they're going to come in, get themselves together. I think they're going to finally let everything work. Nick Chubb is one of the best running backs in all of football. I think Odell and Landry have bounced back years. I think their defense takes a big step forward. I have the Browns going 10-6. I like them this year. Pittsburgh drastically regressed last year. Part of it, I think, because Big Ben wasn't there. But I think they are on the downfall no matter what. They're still without... I think they were like losing Bell and Brown hurt them a lot. And they're going to be out them for the second year. Juju Smith-Schuster took a massive step back, and their defense is. I know everyone says it's the best defense in all of football. I'm not buying that. I know Micah Fitzpatrick is a stud. Like that guy had like 3 pick sixes last year, but all in all, I don't see them having a very good year, 8-8. And then Bengals. I think Joe Burrow is going to have a very, very good year this year. I think he is definitely going to win Rookie of the Year without a shadow of a doubt. Joe Mixon, solid running back. John Ross, Tyler Boyd are 2 stud receivers. They don't really have a defense. So I think that's where they're going to struggle. But I think Cincinnati's headed in the right direction. I think 7-9 is maybe a little bit of an overstatement. But I think they're going to be not ungodly 1-15 terrible this year like they were last year. AFC South, very competitive division. I think Tennessee's going to win. I think, unlocked Pandora's box in last year's postseason. They realized, hey, we can run halfback dive every play and win games. Derrick Henry is a top 5 running back in all of football. He's an absolute just bowling ball, just running people over constantly. I think Tannehill he's better than Mariota. I think he's good enough to get the job done. Kevin Byard leads a very strong defense. I think Tennessee's going to win that division. The Texans, I would have had them winning the division, but Bill O'Brien is brain dead. I think Deshaun Watson. Here's my number 1 hot take: Deshaun Watson is the best quarterback in all of football. That's for another video, though. I'm not going to get into that. I'll argue with you guys in the comments if you want to. But I think they're still. I think David Johnson is not as bad as a lot of people are saying, but he's not worth DeAndre Hopkins. Jadeveon Clowney. Who did he say? Oh yeah, didn't Jadeveon Clowney sign with the Titans? Yeah. So, I might be wrong by saying that. I might be, but so I think Texans are going to finish second though. Colts, I have finishing 7-9. I don't know how good Phillip Rivers is going to be with that new offense. I don't really know how good they're going to be. I think the Titans and Texans are both way better than they are, so I think the Colts are going to end up finishing third. And then the Jaguars, they just got rid of Leonard Fournette. They released him. People like to give me crap about Bears taking Trubisky second overall, but they're like, the Jags releasing Leonard Fournette after picking him 4th overall is like worse, which I think is inaccurate. So they just got rid of Yannick Ngakoue. They are not looking good. That's also why I have Minnesota winning this division. Yannick Ngakoue is a beast. Jacksonville, it's not going to be a very good season for them. AFC East. The Bills are going to win. Fun fact, the Colts have won the AFC East more recently than the Bills. The Colts play in the AFC South. But I think the Bills are going to snap that streak and win the division this year. Josh Allen is my number 1 breakout player for this year. I think he's got a cannon of an arm. I think this is his 3rd year of NFL play. I think he's going to develop a lot more. I think he's going to take a big step forward. He's going to lead that new offense with Derek Singletary and Stephon Diggs. They got a very good upgrade at the wide receiver spot. Just got Tre'Davious White. Their defense is still very, very good. I think they're definitely way better than any other team in this division. I have New England finishing 10-6. Now, I know a lot of people are going to say I think they're going to make the playoffs. They have the best. I might need to chill with the hot takes, but they're the best defensive player in all of football, is Stephon Gilmore. Um, he's a beast. He can lock down anyone. He scored more touchdowns than he allowed last year. Had 2 pick sixes, didn't allow a touchdown from someone that was on him. That's just insane. But they downgraded at the quarterback spot. They lost some people at the what's it called? They lost some people at the defensive positions, and I think they are going to end up finishing second. The Dolphins, I think they're going to take a big step forward this year. What did they finish the season like 5-1? They ended the season on a tear, and they're going to get Tua Tagovailoa in there. He's really good. I got Byron Jones. He's really good. I think Miami takes a big step forward. While I don't see playoffs for them, they're definitely going to make a big improvement. And the Jets are, of course, going to still be the Jets. Sam Darnold is worse than Trubisky. That is just a fact. I think it's going to be a bad season of Jet football. They lost Jamal Adams. Not going to be very good. They did get a ton of picks for him, though. So I think they're going to be well set up for the future. But not a good season for them, I'm thinking. And now, the AFC West. You have your defending Super Bowl champs, the Kansas City Chiefs, finishing 15-1. Yes, they're that good. Mahomes is the third best quarterback in all football. My quarterbackers are Watson, Jackson, Mahomes. You guys I'll argue with that in the comments with you guys. I feel like this video is going to get so much hate from me saying that. Why did I say that? I'm so stupid. Anyway. I still got Tyreek Hill. They got a big upgrade at the running back position with Clyde Edwards-Helaire. He's a stud. He's an I know he didn't get a lot of attention at LSU because Burrow and Jefferson and Chase stole the show, but he look up his highlights. He is really good. Their defense is still really good. I think they're going to go 15-1. Las Vegas Raiders, I have going 9-7. I think Josh Jacobs is. He's a stud running back. He could probably lead this team. I don't know how good they're gonna be at the rest of the positions, but they're definitely better than the Chargers and Broncos. I think 9-7 is reasonable for them. Chargers, I would have had them probably finishing ahead of the Raiders, but they just lost Derwin James for 6 months. That hurts a lot. He is so good. Derwin James, he's a stud, but they're gonna be without him. I don't know how good Tyrod Taylor is going to be. I ultimately don't think they're going to be very good this year. And the Broncos, I finished 5-11. So many people are just huge believers in Drew Lock. I don't see it. I don't see it. I don't think he's going to be that good. They got Melvin Gordon. They don't need him because Phillip Lindsay's still really good. So I don't know. That questioned me. Like, so many teams need a running back, and they have 2 good ones. I don't know why. They would get 2 really good running. Like they should probably trade either Lindsey or Gordon to a team that needs a running back. Like, I don't know, who needs a running back? Maybe the Texans. I don't know, but they don't need them. I don't think Denver's making the right move. I think 5-11. I don't think they're going to be very good this year. Okay, your AFC playoff picture. We have Chiefs as your number 1 overall seed, Baltimore getting the second first-round bye, and then the Titans and Bills as your next 2 division winners. And I have Cleveland and the Texans being the best. I'm telling you, the Browns are going to make good strides this year. This is the second year with that new look team, and they're going to get their stuff together. They're going to make the playoffs. I really like what they're doing. I really think with a new coach, they're going to flow really well. Now, hopefully playoffs doesn't rustle any feathers. We'll start with the NFC. Minnesota, Green Bay have meeting up in the first round of the playoffs, and just like the regular season, I think Minnesota's going to come out on top. I like what they've been doing in the offseason. I think they're going to be really good. Dallas, San Francisco, I think this is going to be San Francisco, definitely. They are really good. There's a reason that they should have won the Super Bowl, but defense just went away. But I do think that they're still really good. I think they're going to win the first round. Seattle, Minnesota, this would be a very good game. I do think. Actually, I screwed this up. Actually, no. So Seattle, Minnesota. I think Seattle's going to win that game. Their defense is so good, and their offense is also really good with Wilson that he can lead them. Their defenses are going to single-handedly win them games this year. I think they're going to win that game. New Orleans, San Francisco. I think that San Francisco is going to win. You saw when those two teams played last year. George Kittle had that insane run. He was like dragging people along with him. I definitely think in New Orleans they can't get it in the playoffs. They can't. They lost to a 6-seed Vikings team last year. The refs screwed them in the early season. They do not do well in the playoffs. I think that trend is going to continue. And then ultimately, I think Seattle is going to win the NFC. I really love that defense. I love it. I love what Seattle's been doing. I think the addition of Jamal Adams is just going to bring that already good defense just to an elite level that I think is going to be really, really good. Now, we move to the AFC. Buffalo and Texas, a rematch of last year's playoff game, and I think this one is going to be a revenge tour for the Bills. I think they're going to come into, with that game at home, they'd be used to playing in the cold. I think they're going to win that game. Tennessee and Cleveland, I think this might be just like opening day of last year. I think the Titans are going to win that game pretty easily. AFC divisional round, I think Kansas City is going to beat the Titans just like last year. I think they're still just one of the best teams in football. They're just amazing. And then Baltimore and Buffalo, I think Lamar Jackson is going to torch that Bills defense like he did last year when they played in Buffalo. And I think Baltimore's going to come up with a win here. And like I said, Baltimore, they are on a revenge tour right now. They're angry after losing in the playoffs of life. I really think they are going to be doing they are out for blood this year. They're out for blood this year. I really think this is going to be a Ravens team filled with anger, and they're making it to the Super Bowl. And I'll go one step further. They're winning the Super Bowl. I think even Seattle's defense is not going to know how to prepare for Lamar Jackson. He's still, I know, people are going to figure out how to. No, you cannot prepare for him. You can't. Put a QB spy on him. It's not Madden. I just think this is a team filled with anger, and they're going to show it throughout the year. They're going to run the table throughout the playoffs. Baltimore's going to win Super Bowl 55. I hope you guys don't have many objections to this, but I can already see a few that I'm going to get killed for in the comments on this. I think I'm going to get killed for this. I'm going to get killed for this. I'm going to get killed for this. I'm going to get killed for this and this. I'm going to get killed for this. I'm going to get killed for saying this is the best quarterback in the NFL. And you know what? I welcome it. Just don't be too mean, please. I'm kidding. But I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. I'm excited for a very good football season. College football Week 1 picks coming tomorrow, and NFL Week 1 picks coming on Tuesday. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you next time.